What's up, everybody? We have a special treat tonight. We're at Hoodlum Team Brock's office tonight, and we got some people who would like you to meet. First, we're going to start over here.
I'm Brock. I'm the Cage Wars heavyweight champion.
I'm David. I'm the head coach, chief cook and bottle washer, whatever you want to call it.
I'm Joe, super heavyweight contender.
We have a great lineup here with us tonight. It's great to have these guys here with us. First off, we're going to start off with Brock, and we're going to ask you, Brock, about a little short bio. You know, just something when you started fighting. You know, what struck your interest. You know, some of the fans already know if they've followed you, what struck your interest, and you know that you have an early boxing career. But why don't you let us know?
I started boxing at 8. Won my first fight maybe around 10. Just loved to fight. Loved to fight. Used to love the backyard fights, any kind of fight. I just loved to fight, and for some reason, even when I was a small guy, I was really good at it. A natural. I had tremendous power in each hand. If they say you can lift weights, you can do whatever you want. You're either born heavy-handed or you're not. You know what I mean? I was 147 pounds knocking people out. You know what I mean? I have tremendous power, and I can knock you out with both hands. The last fight, I knocked him out with a left hand, and then put him in a coma with a right hand. You know, so and I grew up in the projects with a nice family. You know what I mean? I had a good mother and father. And in the projects, being a white kid, I always fight. But I was one of the only white kids that was beating up all the black kids. Not racist because some of my best friends are black. He's my best friend, not just my trainer. You know what I mean?
I hear you, brother.
We do everything together.
Yeah. I came up from Long Island, and I grew up in, you know, low income, and, you know, I know what it's like being, you know, that guy, and, you know, unfortunately I didn't have to fight all the time, and obviously fighting is in your blood.
I love it.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
it's like,
definitely have a passion.
there's not
dedication.
personal about it.
Right.
It's just I love it.
Yeah.
I mean it's not something. I mean it's how passionate in there.
Right.
You know? And when I'm in there, you can bet you're getting 100%, and you can bet I'm in the best shape of my life because I eat and sleep. I don't drink. I don't do nothing. I eat and sleep working out.
Nice.
I mean, work out hours a day.
Right. Now, what does being an amateur MMA fighter mean for you? Now, like I said, we know you have, you know, a past boxing career and such. Being an amateur MMA fighter, what's that really bring home for you when we call Brock, you know, an amateur MMA fighter?
I fight amateur for one reason, and that's so my family, my friends, because it's not legal in my state. So my family and my friends can see me fight. If it was legal here, as soon as it's legal here, I'm gonna turn pro. And that's the only reason why I'm amateur, because I don't consider myself amateur because nothing to take, nothing. No, I think anybody that can stand in that cage, go in that cage is a winner to me, and I have a lot of respect for them. But to me, all these guys around here are just opponents.
Yeah, just your stepping stones, basically.
Food.
Yeah.
Really.
Nicely put. Nicely put.
Targets, that's all.
Right.
Marks, whatever you want.
Now, you already touched on what you do for an upcoming fight. Now, you're usually on target weight, as we talked earlier. Anything special, like coming Monday is fight, you know, I consider that fight week?
There's, no, I kind of live my life, the same as, I mean, and nothing changes. I mean, I eat, sleep, and drink this. I train, even when I'm not fighting, I'm training. Even up to the fight. I mean, I have no emotion. I mean, I have no fear, happy, nothing. I mean, it's just a normal thing. Even up to the fight, you can see me, I'm calm, relaxed, joking around in the dressing room. But it don't hit me until I get to the cage. When I get to the cage, then it's like, now it's business time. Now it's business.
Yeah. There you go.
Now it's time to see what's
Put the gloves on, we're going to take care of business.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, I think I already know the answer to this question, but I'd like people to hear. What's your biggest inspiration?
My daughter.
Awesome.
Yeah, when I go in the cage, I'm winning for her.
There you go,
You know
brother.
what I mean? I want to. My goal is if it's be Bellator or UFC. They don't have to accept me now. I'll earn it. Because if you rack up enough wins and you beat enough people, they're gonna have to notice me.
That's right.
And I'm gonna make them notice me because I'm gonna clean my and the heavyweight division I'm gonna destroy it. And it's not bragging, it's what I know. And my goal is when I'm in an organization like that and I'm the champion, is to have my daughter, hoist my daughter up and give her that belt in front of everybody, because that's my inspiration and that's who I carry in the cage.
There you go. That's great. You know, like a lot of people know, we're a family-run company. My sons and I, that's what we do. It's all about family, and I love hearing, you know, when it's more about family. You know, you got a young baby.
My daughter's my life.
Yeah, there you go, brother. You know, the kids is what it's all about. What would you say are your biggest strengths? Now, not just your biggest strengths, but what do you need to work on too? Now, we know you have a nasty hook. We know you have some heavy hands, but what would you say your biggest strength is?
My biggest strength is my speed and power. A lot of guys can't. I'm so fast and so powerful that no matter what your game plan is, it ain't gonna work. I'm just too fast and too powerful. My punches are so fast they never see them coming. And
He's relentless.
yeah, oh,
It
yeah.
doesn't stop. It
I
doesn't
want
stop.
my
The thing is, what is that called? The
juggernaut.
the juggernaut. It's a force that once it starts moving forward, it just picks up speed, picks up power, and destroys whatever's in front of it. And that's what this is.
That's what
That's
rock is.
that you walk in, the slowest you see him move is going up the stairs. After that, it's forward movement. You've not seen him move backwards in one fight, not even for a second. And it's attack mode.
Right.
That's it. And it's either you're either going to go to sleep or or it's just gonna that's how it's gonna be the whole night.
Right.
There's no change in it. It's not going to slow down for a second or break off to give you a breathing room. This is coming, and it's definitely coming, and it will not stop, and it's just gonna get harder and it's gonna get faster until you stop.
Right. So like that twister coming out to see
Period.
hit and land, boom, here comes Brock.
That's it, rips everything apart, and then whatever's there is there
Like
at the
the
end of the
aftermath is
day.
there.
But
Aftermath is there.
you look back, that's all there is aftermath. That's it. There's
Nice.
nothing else.
Nice.
I fight every second of every minute, every second of every round. That's my thing. I want to be in your face, breathing your air with you, and that's just nonstop.
Right. Now, we touched on, you know, your heavy hands and stuff. What would you say your favorite strike or submission would be to bring to the cage? You know, it's almost like your tool
My
belt, you're gonna
favorite
pull it
strike,
out, you
my
know.
favorite strike is always my right hook.
Right hook.
I don't care. My right hook is scary because I can hit you with a body shot with a right hook and drop you. My right hook is scary. My right hook, I can hit you anywhere in the head. It doesn't matter if I hit you in the top of the head, the side of the head.
We're just talking hypothetically. You're not gonna hit me, right?
No.
I just want to clear that up, Brock, because you know
My right hook is just gonna knock you out no matter where it hits you.
Right. Now, we've watched some of your fights, your past fights that we have been able to watch. And really, we've seen you stand up, we've seen you take people out in seconds. Where would you rather be, standing up or on the ground?
I like knocking people out.
You just like to
That's my
stand
game
up and
plan.
take it.
My
Take
game
it
plan
right
is to knock you out quick. I love to knock out. That's what I love to do that. I touched on that when the guy asked me, well, what was your game plan? The speaker guy asked me what my game plan. My game plan is to knock you out. That's what I want. I love knocking people out.
Lights
Makes
out.
me feel good.
Yeah.
To turn that light out switch and watch you. And when I mean knock you out, I mean not knock you out for a few seconds. I mean knock you out where you don't know where you are. You know what I mean?
I've been there.
Like,
I've been there. It's not a happy place. Not a
No.
happy place, Brock. Now let's take this. We're going to speed up time. We're going to go to Cage Wars 19. You're facing Dennis. Sorry, I forget his last name right now. It's right on the tip of my tongue. Your predictions for that fight?
knockout.
First round?
First 10 seconds.
First 10? Now, do you think you'd ever take an opponent to go 3 rounds just to show, you know, the other heavyweights that are professional or whatever, say, I can go 3 too if you'd like to tango with me that long. If you can stand up that long.
I know, that's what I like to do.
Just like to take it,
That's what I like
take
to
it,
do.
take it,
I like
take it
to see
into him.
it, I like to see his expression on his face when he goes to sleep.
It's not the game plan, it's not the object of it. You know, wars, this is war, and war is not, you're not supposed to go into war and, play games and test your, let's see if these work and let's see if this works. We see what works in practice. We try all the things that are gonna work and what may not work, and hypothetically speaking, all that goes on in practice. We don't go trying new stuff while we're in the cage.
Nice.
You know, whatever we bring, whatever tools we bring in there are already sharpened and already been tested, and we already know they work. And we go to war, we go to end the war. That's it. We're not there to play games, and he doesn't go in there to
Nothing to
play
prove.
games with nobody. We don't. Why? What's the point of scuffling with somebody for 3 rounds unnecessarily? Put him to sleep. Let's go home. Get this over with. We're on to the next. We don't have time for all of that. He doesn't have time for all of that. And honestly, I don't think that he has the ability to do that. It's not going to sit there and take the time to, all right, well, we'll wait this out. He'd get aggravated after a few seconds and knock him out anyway.
Yeah, it's not
I
right.
tried, that's it.
That's not
And,
even.
and I think it's more of the, going to 3 rounds is
That's not even.
who could last.
Yeah, last that long.
Last
We're not
that
going to do it just to be
third
doing it.
Right.
Last. If you made it 3 rounds, then you lasted that
We,
long. You made it. But if
But your skills are already honed before that cage door is open. You already know the game plan.
We
And once
already know.
again, even the best strategic game plan goes down to 2.
Yeah.
And
everybody's
that's why
got a
you
game
carry a
plan
lot
till
in
you
your
get punched in
arsenal.
the face.
That's why,
Yeah.
Brock, is one of those versatile fighters, let's call it a Swiss Army knife of MMA. He's gonna break something out that you might not have in that arsenal, and he'll have it right there. We talked about your conditioning. We know you can go to 3 rounds, if need be. If somebody has what it takes to go that, even that
do.
second round.
We
Or
do.
even, let's last the first round.
Our warm-ups, we do 3 10-minute rounds. So I mean, I could do that whole fight, I could do 2 fights, that's 3 fights, nonstop. We do 10 minutes, 30 seconds rest, 10 minutes, 30 seconds rest, 10 minutes, 30 seconds rest. And I do that and I'm barely breaking a sweat. So I mean, like you said, my cardio is ridiculous. And I'm relentless. I'm in your face. My head is like a cinder block. You can hit, I haven't been hit. You can hit me with anything you want. I got scars. I got the scar right here. It was hit with a full beer bottle, and I didn't even blink, bat an eye. You know what I mean? I have no fear. I don't fear nothing.
Right.
The only thing I fear is anything happening to my baby girl.
I wouldn't want to be on the opposite end of that
No.
either.
I'm passionate about it. I want to get in there. I want to break you down quick.
Or you're not just passionate about taking that opponent out, but you're really passionate about this sport, I think,
Yes.
too, as well.
Yes.
Not just,
I'm
not just that
passionate.
knockout.
No. That's just what I like.
Right.
I'm passionate about the sport because it intrigues me because it's so versatile. There's so much about the sport. It's not like just boxing where you just each punching each other. It's so different dimensional. Like I'm gonna get guys that are gonna try to take me down, and that's good because my ground game is unbelievable. That's gonna be the funny part. I don't see it happening for the close future, but if it ever does, I hope that the guy that goes down on the ground I hope he's pretty good at tapping out because if you don't tap out, I'm gonna break your arm. I'm not in there to lose. I don't have that in my vocabulary.
Okay, Gale Force.
I've
that's
never
a good call.
never lost a fight in my life, whether it be a street fight, whether I always let my wife win.
You have to, Brock. I'm married, trust me.
But
Nothing.
she's the only one that's gonna
Right.
beat me.
There you go.
As
Now-
far as
You say as far as beating you, I don't mean to interrupt you, I do apologize, but it sounds like you don't, a lot of people struggle with themselves, from a previous fight, you don't really have that of something to beat yourself up with, you know what I mean? If it ever came to the day that somebody did come and take it and put Brock down, how do you think you'd feel? I mean,
it would just make me. It would just. I'd feel. nobody is unbeatable. Mike Tyson got me.
Right.
I just can't see myself ever losing. But
Anything is
if it
possible
ever
without
happened,
problem.
if it ever happened, it would
Very
just
good.
make me. It would just turn me into more of an animal.
Right.
I'd go back in there and train. I don't see how I could train twice as hard as I'm training right now, but I would train twice as hard. And now I'd keep a picture of that guy everywhere I went. He'd be in my car. He'd be everywhere until I got another fight with him, and then he'd fight a different guy. And he'd be. The thing is anybody can lose. I don't see me losing anytime soon.
Right.
I mean, if it happens, I'll go back to the drawing board. I will fight. I will train even harder and harder, and I'll be even faster, harder hitting guy than I was the last time. That's just gonna put fuel under me.
Right, so basically, because it's Dave the Warrior, Brock, if I'm correct?
Yeah.
So basically, you know, what all of us consider a warrior, warriors sometimes can lose.
Yes.
But that warrior will come back stronger, better. You know, once again, we don't see this in a predictable future, not just because we're sitting here, like I said. We reviewed many of your tapes, we've seen different views. You're really a versatile fighter. It shows that you can take a punch, but really, you know, you have what it takes to go on in MMA. And, you know, it's a shame our state holds us all back.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, everybody that's sitting here is being held back, you know.
And that's the thing is, I could turn pro, and I could be living my dream a lot sooner. But the thing is it ain't about the money to me. It ain't about the fame. It's about, this is my neighborhood. So my neighborhood's like my house. This is my family. To me, I get more out of my family seeing me fight. So I would rather be amateur and hold myself back. Oh, that's me. Sorry about that, guys. I would.
Hold on a minute, we'll pause it for a second.
I would.
Oh, you're all set?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll put it in. Okay, I would rather fight amateur. So that's why we're putting a deadline January to turn pro. So I can have a lot of months around here. I want my family to see me fight. I want my friends to see me fight. I want my area to see me fight.
You want it done in your house,
Yes.
period.
I want my house to see me fight. Cage Wars gave me the opportunity for a title shot, and you know, like I knew what was going to happen. I got the title, and I'm going to keep it for that till January, and then I'm going to turn pro. But I want to give the people that because it's sad that this is they call it barbaric, they call it whatever they want, but it's a sport. It's a sport, and it's sad that there's guys out there that are like me that are passionate about this sport. You know what I mean? When the ref tells me it's done, I'm done. I don't anybody I fight will tell you I don't oversee the limit.
A couple more questions for Brock. And Brock, what would be your if you could have one dream fight, what would it be against?
Of course, the UFC heavyweight champion.
You want it all.
I would love that fight.
Not gonna wrestle.
I'd fight him for free.
Nice.
I'd fight him for no money. Just pay for me to come out there, and I'll fight him for nothing. And I guarantee you, I'll make a prediction. It'll be over in the first round,
Nice.
and I'll do it for free. Just pay me to get out there.
So whatever the next fight is,
That's
Dana
all.
White could call up, say,
Dana White could call up and ask me to fight Vasquez. Is that who the champ is now? Cain Vasquez, Velasquez, whoever.
boom, you're there.
I'm there for free. I'll fight him for free.
Nice.
Nothing. He can keep his belt afterwards.
You just want the satisfaction. So
I just
you're
want
there
the
and did it.
satisfaction of knocking him out in 10
They don't
seconds.
even gotta pay for the
And-
flight.
yeah.
Joe's got a nice comfy car.
So we drive.
Drive, there you go. Road trip,
Drive
there you
down,
go.
go fight.
Yeah, I mean, I fight him for nothing,
Nice.
just to show where I'm at.
Right. Just to basically show the UFC what talent is out here. You know, and sometimes I kind of feel that New York is passed over. I mean, we've had a couple fighters come out of, you know, UFC fighters, you know, down off the island and stuff like that. But you know, when was the last UFC fighter, or let's say Bellator fighter, that's really come out of here? Because New York is holding us back. You know, and you know, I'm not one of those anti-social, anti-government guys, but let's face it. we're holding some raw talent back.
Yeah.
We have raw talent right here. I mean,
Absolutely.
I've seen two of these warriors step into the ring and give it all they got. I mean, Dave, well, you kind of finished yours off quick. Joe went 3 rounds toe to toe, and I mean,
Monsters.
I mean, crazy, right? I mean, I sent this out to a buddy of mine out in Seattle, big UFC fan. He moved to Colorado, and I showed him that fight. Fights like you've never seen, and people say that. I've showed your fight. People don't see these type of fights, and what's happening here is Brock is getting a name that nobody wants to touch him right now. And I'm not putting a challenge out to anybody, but you know, the next Cage Wars that comes out, I hope it's easier to match Brock. I want to see other people step up, you know, and maybe give Brock a run for his money. Do I see that happening? I don't see that happening.
I'd love to see that happen.
I would like to see, well, you know what I'd like to see?
Because, you know,
Dave, I'd like to see you put your talent out there, you know, for more than a minute. You haven't lasted more than a minute yet. You've knocked
I haven't
everybody
had
out.
nobody, I have no,
3.
Past 3 fights have added up to a minute.
Oh, total minute. 3 fights.
Yeah. 3 fights, 1 minute.
no,
So-
those 2 fights added up to a minute. The third fight, I pulled his arm out of socket.
It was 20 seconds, 30 seconds.
No, it was, no,
Oh,
three
yeah.
minutes,
It is over.
3 minutes, because the first one was 3
Almost
minutes,
to the
because
round.
they didn't know his,
His arm was out of
they
sight.
didn't know his arm was out of
That's
sight.
Right.
He knew his arm was out of socket.
Yeah,
but
they
didn't.
did.
They didn't know, yeah.
I didn't know his arm was out of socket. He was saying something to me, and I heard it pop.
Right,
But I didn't, you know, I didn't know. Like I said, I don't play with people, and he wasn't tapping, so.
right.
And your last, and if you put the last 2 fights, the title fight and my title defense, and nothing from Mike, nothing from Mike. No, Mike was a pretty tough kid, and I made him look like he was a. It was way. I'm not gonna talk bad about Mike because I'm not. That's not my style. But it was. I'm in a different class. I think I'm in a
Sometimes
different.
a great force gets met by a greater force.
I don't think I'm in.
That's what happened.
I think I'm a different class of fighter overall.
Right.
I think I deserve a UFC fighter. I deserve somebody with. I mean, I'll fight anybody around here, and they're food. I'm just gonna keep They're just gonna be keeping opponents. When I turn pro, they're all gonna be opponents. I want to get on the big stage. I want these guys like Big Country, Vasquez, with the Del Santos. I want these guys to go in there with me and see what I'm about.
Right.
I want them to watch my fights and see what they are. I'll fight any of them for free,
Right.
just to show them. You know what I mean? Like I said in I have another interview out on YouTube. I told everybody I got an X Factor. I had an X Factor that nobody knows about, and I want to show them. And I'll show them for free, because when I'm done, they'll know that they'll know it's something special. I'll go through the UFC like it's nobody. I'll fight once a week. I'll fight every weight they got once a week and beat them. You know what I mean? This is, you know what I mean? I will tell you that whoever signs me, whether it be UFC or Bellator, I'm definitely going to give them what they want.
Right. And definitely give the fans, because let's face it, Big Country has a big hand.
He has a big
He
hand,
has a
but
big hand.
his thing is you can see his hand from 10 streets away.
Yes.
I don't know how these guys don't go out and get out of the way is beyond me.
Right.
It's almost like disgusting. For one, I don't see that being a problem because I'm in your face. He's not going to throw an overhand, be able to throw a looping overhand right to a guy that's really right in his face. I'm in your face so close I can French kiss you. You know what I
Throw
mean?
those punches, you have to be standing on your toes, moving forward.
I'm already in
It's
your
very
face.
difficult for these guys to throw those punches at him on their toes, going forward, when he's pushing them back. He's moving forward, they're moving backwards, those punches aren't coming.
Right.
You're not throwing an overhand, a looping overhand right while you're walking backwards.
Right. And
Bottom line.
like Dave said, you know, Big Country definitely, you know, telegraphs his big right
Yeah.
coming down. And, you know, Brock talks about, you know, his X factor. You know, that's one of the things he does have. And he, you know, I know a lot when, you know, you're in a fight, sometimes things might go in slow motion. And that, what it sounds like happens too. We were talking earlier about a fight where, you know, you knew the guy was going to kick you, and you just kind of stepped out of the way because you knew what was coming. You know, he put it out there, tried
I
to.
seen him. I seen it. It's like when I'm fighting, it's funny you say that, because when I'm fighting, it is like slow motion. I can see everything you guys doing.
Right.
It's weird. It's like when he threw that knee, it was a knee edge he actually threw, or maybe he was trying to throw a kick. But I blocked him over. But I hit him over. My forearm hit him above the knee.
Right.
And pushed it down.
And we're talking about the Mike Miller.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the thing, and the other guy threw a kick, and I didn't eat that.
Right.
I mean, you got to throw more than that to stop me.
Because your other fight was with Louis Bond?
Yeah. He
Yes.
threw a kick to the stomach, and I mean, I'm like, I mean, that's not gonna do nothing, right?
Well, you know, if nobody has seen you by now, you know, with Cage Wars posters and such, or haven't seen you live, they'll know what you're all about. They know how big you are. Like I said, when we initially started
I'm
talking,
actually big. I'm
I know you know, you definitely. I would have guessed you at 245. You know, and we're looking at 30 pounds lighter for you. That's ridiculous. You know, you're well put together. You're well versed. It seems you've got a great, you know, camp that you're with right now. I only see bigger and better things for Brock and you know, Hoodlum Brock, you know, fight, you know, team, and you know, once again we've seen Joe Brady's fight. You know, you guys are the true testament of warriors. You know, we sit here, we can sit behind our keyboard and say Warriors Instinct MMA, but you know what? Until we sit down with the Warriors, we're nothing. You guys give it all you got. You know, it's amazing what you do in the ring. You know, like you said, you know, this is all training on your time. This is taking your time out of your family to put a performance on for us in New York. You know, to step into that. It's not a performance. I shouldn't even say that, because I mean no disrespect to this sport. You guys go in there and give it your all. You know, you train your asses off, plain and simple. You know,
For the war.
That's right. And you know,
absolutely not, for no money, for nothing, for the love of the sport.
That's right, for the love of the sport. You know, and I'd like to see, you know, everybody to keep knocking on this, you know, Albany's door and say, listen, you know, I know there was another setback, you know, with people saying how barbaric it is, and you know, putting it to this. I suggest that anybody that wants to call it that, you know what? I don't make no money doing this website. I'll buy you a ticket to come to the next Cage Wars fight. How well it's put together, how well these fighters are versed. You know, and just the respect that everybody gives. We've been to a lot of fights, we've watched a lot of fights. You show me a sport that somebody will come up after this, you know, taking it, let's say the distance, let's say a heavyweight champion 5 rounds, okay? You know, the big league champion, after that they come, hug, it's all over. Because the game, the war is now over, like you said. There's a decisive winner, there's a decisive, you know, loser. You guys bring it.
There's
We
no
appreciate
personal
that.
about it.
Nothing personal, exactly, Brock.
It's just a sport.
Business.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a sport, you know, and I respect for every fighter that I fight, and you know, and after, like I said, Mike was pretty hard on me before we fought, and I couldn't understand why, because I'm not. To me, I'm not about that. I let my hands do the talking. I treat everybody with respect. I was raised right, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I numerous times held my hand out, and he numerous times refused to shake my hand, and he had that attitude, and like he didn't like me, which is okay, because I showed him that he didn't have to like me, and it probably would have made out better if he did like me. But the thing is it's not. And then after when they woke him up and they put him on a chair, picked him up, I went over and gave him a hug. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because that's what it's about. I have no. I mean, and then I gave his wife a hug. You know, and I told her, you know, it didn't mean anything by it, not personal. It's just a sport. And she had him come in the dressing room and shake my hand and apologize for being how he was. And you know, and then that
Those
means
shows the
that
wives
means
that run this.
that
We don't
means-
run.
Right.
But
We have no
that
control.
means-
Those are the gangsters, man. We just.
But that
listen
means
to
a
them.
lot to me, because this is his wife that sat back and seen all this unfold and how it unfolded all the way up to it, and then to see me be so humble the whole time, and then her humble Mike to come in and tell me apologize, you know, and that made me feel good, and you know, and I said, you know, I told him, you know, that's what happens, you know, sometimes that happens. He didn't remember the fight.
Right.
I don't think he remembered what happened, but he was pretty apologetic, and the thing is people gotta realize that, people do that to sell tickets, and they do that, they hype it up, and they, oh yeah, bad blood.
Sometimes you get their mental, sometimes you
Yeah.
get their head.
And you can do all that, listen, I'm not mad at you, I'm not gonna call you names, I'm not gonna stoop to that level, you know what I mean, I don't dislike you, you know what I mean?
It's business.
Yeah,
Business, you got a job to do.
if you don't respect me, I'll earn your respect.
But, and you know, it's something that you said, you know, my old job, one of my things was, you have to, you know, give respect to get respect. And, you know, obviously you're a firm believer of that, you know,
Oh,
obviously
yeah.
we're brought up the same way,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
Oh, yeah.
with good parenting and, you know, respect. That's what it's all about, and I respect
It's a
each and
sport.
every one of you guys, you know.
It's a sport.
Even the guys that don't step in the ring, you know, that hold the sport, you know, let's face it, Cade War's knocking on the Capitol's door all the time, saying, here we are, what are you gonna do, you know?
And like you said, if it turns pro here, you know, and Cage War sits down and they turn pro, and I'll make it exciting, and I'll take all the, and I'll fight for them, you know what I mean? And to one of these bigger organizations, open up a door, and they don't, and all you gotta do is let me in there, I'll do the rest.
Just open it up a little.
Open it up a little
Sneaking
bit.
in.
Yes,
There you
a
go,
little bit.
taking care of business.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
But I'd be willing to fight pro around here. It would be, that's why I'm staying amateur, because
Right.
I want to be around my own people.
Like you say, it's an honor to
Yeah.
fight for your
Yeah,
your home.
You know, it's, and there's so many MMA fans around here that don't get to see fights,
Right.
and it's sad. You know, it's
It
sad.
truly is.
And that's what drives me when I'm in there.
Nice.
You know what I mean? That's my fuel.
Right.
Besides my daughter.
Yeah, and well, and your determination, you're definitely headstrong. We've talked to a lot of fighters, you know, we've done written interviews. We were lucky enough to do the sit-down interview with the three of you that, you know, it's been an awesome experience. It's really, it's a humbling experience to sit down with you guys, you know, not in your trunks, you know, or in the back room, or, you know, after the fight, you know. People really need to realize, sit back, look at these guys, who they are. As we sit here, this is something we do all the time, right? I mean, this isn't something out of the ordinary. Brock is an awesome fighter. Joe, I can't wait to see you fight again, brother. I mean, you put up
big
you
heart.
were, that was wow.
One
The
meal.
first round, the first few seconds, and I don't want to get up, but I thought that fight was done. I thought you had Jaeger. I really did. And I got to give you props, brother. I mean, you definitely couldn't breathe. You dieseled through it. I don't know how you did it. I mean, that's a drive
It's
right
an
there.
animal.
That's a drive. Dude, that's not an animal. That's a machine.
Right.
An animal will break down.
Right.
A machine.
You got it.
This is a machine, dude. This
That's
isn't an
hard.
animal.
That's something you can't. It's something you can't train.
No, you don't train for that. How do you train?
Oh, I know. I know.
You know?
The thing is, I said, oh, when tragedy got up, I said, we get back to the corner and he's breathing. I said, oh, we're in for a good one. But Joe, he I don't know how he did it.
I don't know.
But he was my hero that night.
Oh yeah.
He was my hero.
Without a doubt.
Because my cardio was up, to be out of the air like he was after the first round, and to go 2 more solid rounds, I mean, he won me over.
Oh, without a doubt. And you know, like I said, not breathing. I
Oh.
mean, you know, you got the mouth, and a lot of people don't realize it unless you've boxed or you've done any MMA, anything like that, where you've had to wear a mouth guard to try to fight. You know, football mouth guards are nothing.
And I
like
used
it.
to, it's hard to breathe.
Exactly, it's hard, and especially
Then
now
the
that
nose is gone.
it's done. How are you breathing? And you know, let's face it, everything goes backwards in the nose, so it's filling up here. Airway's restricted.
It's almost
Machine
like you're fighting
brew.
underwater.
He was
Yeah.
she.
Exactly. Kept
He
it up.
said he was
It's
my
like a
hero.
nightmare, isn't it?
The one picture we wanted to get was when the mouth guard went up. He did one of these. Boom! Right in the mouth. Caught it midair, in the mouth.
Did you really?
3 seconds. Dude, yes he did. I sat there and I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah,
Who does that?
he just looked at me, you can see, he
Who
shook his
does
head.
that?
He's like,
There's no way he did that.
That's
This
like,
didn't happen.
I think that really like put the stamp like I'm in a nightmare.
Yeah, you know,
And
this
the
is...
funny part about it, funny part about it is, it's always just been me and him. That's our plan. Was me and him we were gonna be UFC heavyweight champion. That was our goal. And then we took Joe on as a friend of mine, personal friend, because they had a little bad blood with these other people. It was a one-fight deal. We wasn't gonna take nobody else on.
Right.
We took Joe on, and we fell in love with him that night. Now we stuck with
Now
it.
he's got no choice.
I think a lot of people are throwing up with Joe that night.
That's it, you're stuck.
I mean, he definitely, you know, and then to find out, you know, I think it was a couple days later, it was in the Post, and you read what Joe does, it's like, let me go, hold on, let me check this video out again. This isn't working here. This isn't working for me, but you know, he did, and you know, you guys are true warriors. I appreciate your time. You know, we're running a little late here. I didn't want to take up all your night, but you know, thank you for having us. Thank you for inviting us. You know, I want more fans to see you guys. You know, we talked about this earlier. We came into the scene, no, not as fighters. We run a website. You know, it might not seem like much, but you know what? We get a lot of exposure, and you know why? Because it's of you guys. The fans want to see you guys. That night, we came home. We had 100,000 hits to look for these fights. 100,000 hits. So that's telling me something's wrong in New York State.
Yeah.
I mean, people are coming to our site that at that point we're only around 4 months. They want to see what's going on in New York State. These people want to see this. You know, Brock's fight, we didn't get that good because of the position we were in. After that Cage Wars, you know, the next fight we had some better views of, you know, over the cage.
Like you said, I'm gonna give you a video to take home. That's really good.
Excellent.
That's a different video you've never seen. That was only done by my people, and not the same people that did the professional video that you've seen. You've seen the professional video
Yes.
where it had the names. This is just a private video that we had done. I'm gonna give you this to go home so you can burn it, maybe put it on your website, whatever.
I'll do that.
And then I got the whole video of this. We'll watch the whole 3-minute video of the other one. The
Okay,
St.
good.
Louis one. And you know, and like I said, anytime you guys want access in between any fight, want to talk to us, want to come back here, next interview we can have, we'll show you our gym. We'll show you where it all unfolds, and you're gonna be shocked.
We'd love to see it. Thank you for the invite. This is from the heart. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Another invite would be great, Brock. We love, you know, the time.
Oh, you're gonna be shocked on where we train. It's a school of hard knocks.
Yeah, there you go, brother.
It's
That's
a
the way it
school
is,
of
right?
hard knocks. You're gonna be shocked.
It ain't the prettiest.
No, it ain't the prettiest, but I'll tell you right
It
now.
what it
If
looks
this is
like,
what-
it's
if
what
this-
it does.
Yeah, if you just imagine hell, and then you got where we train.
That's how it works.
All right,
That's about it.
There you go, good. But this is what hell's bringing out. I don't want to see what you know. Let's face it. If this is what it's producing, doing something right, guys. I thank you for your time, and let's look at those movies, and definitely people look forward to the next video on us. Thank you.